Hi guys, Suzie Yule Diadem here. By the time we are finishing our Form 4, do we really have the right information to know that this is the right career, that I will sail with it and I will not find myself at some point realizing that I have chosen the wrong career?
There is a saying in my mother tongue that says something like this, that that is to say, he who does not walk around thinks it's only his or her mother who cooks well.
Yeah.
The thing is, you only grow to the extent of your knowledge. So it is very important to expand your knowledge base. The reason why most people only know, when you ask them what they want to become, they will say they want to become a doctor, they want to become this and this, is because that's what they know. You need to invest more in your knowledge of what are the other careers that exist in this world. Because the reason why you think now that your only interest is in IT, because it's IT that you know. You don't know that there is another career called, for example, certified secretary. So you have known and what it entails, maybe you also have an interest in that. So you have to take a personal initiative yourself, especially at this age of technology. You have to take a personal initiative and look at what are the careers that exist and look what do they require. What are the opportunities? If I'm engaged, if I pursue that area, where would I eventually end? So you need to look at all those. Another area of knowledge, for example, a simple one. When you look at the newspaper, for example, you can see adverts of jobs, and they are saying for you to get this job, you require to be ABC, to have done ABCD. So you could be having an interest in a certain career, but you have never seen anybody, you don't see adverts requiring, so already tells you the opportunities are a bit limited. However, it does not necessarily mean that is not a career that you can pursue. Because, for example, I'll tell you, in the profession that I'm in, the certified secretary, of course, as I mentioned, even by the time I was in the university, I didn't know it. And the university is the highest place of knowledge, and I had not heard of a certified secretary. But now that I'm in, I would actually tell you, it has more opportunities than most of the other professions. Because of the fact that maybe not many people who know it, you find also there are not as many people who have those qualifications. So that's why it is very important, in addition to listen, of course I would highly encourage you to listen to your teacher. And in high school, I think most of the high schools have a teacher who is responsible for issues of career. And even sometimes some of the schools, they invite people. I have attended a number of schools where I've been invited to talk about career choice and all that. So I know quite a number of high schools have such programs. It's important to listen to your parents, only with a caveat that if your parent was a farmer, of course the career he knows is farming. Most likely he wants you to be a farmer like him. Or because maybe farming has not worked for him, he thinks nobody else in this world should ever do farming. So sometimes parents can be a bit biased based, and that is one of the things that sometimes experience is not always the best teacher. It can actually mislead you. Because sometimes the parents, because of either they are good or they are bad experience, they think it will work, that the exact way it worked for them is how it will work for any other person. So that experience is good. I'm not denying the place of experience, very important, but the only caution is you have to ensure that you are not again very biased based on your personal experiences, and you want to pass that experience to your children. The other thing about careers is we've talked about the adverts, the technology, the internet, and all that. We have also talked about the teachers, but it's also good to even track down the people, some even in those high schools. You know, some alumni of people, students who were there in your high school before you. What are they doing in life? So there are quite a number of areas where you can get this knowledge. The point of emphasis is don't just sit there and wait for the teachers to give you the information or the parents. It is incumbent upon you as a student. In any event, it's your life, it's not their life.
True.
And if you are waiting for the teacher has 100 other students. So you have to take charge of your life, get information, what are the careers available.
Okay.
Because you can only grow to the extent of your knowledge. That's why the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. The reason why we have quite a number of people not making bad choices in career is because they lack knowledge on issues of career. So seek knowledge, and knowledge is also obtained through reading. Don't only read the biology book because there is an exam. There are quite a number of other, whether it's motivational book, whether it's other books which can widen your knowledge, and that way you get information far and beyond the curriculum that is examined at school.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Now, there is the money factor. I've had people, and even us when we were growing up, this is what you wanted. You see, maybe there is a student there, they come from a family that really is struggling to do things in life. And so huyu mtu anajiambia, mimi ile time nitapata opportunity to get a well-paying job, this is what I would take, so that I want to improve the life of our family and all that. Do you think when you're looking for a career or such a person, is it okay for them to think they want to choose a career that is the best paying career in the world, so that they improve does money and career has any correlation?
Of course, the reason why we look for jobs, we pursue careers or professions, one of the motivation is money, because if I was to go into a profession which is not earning me a living, of course it may not add up. However, let me say this, money is a reward of something or a service that you have done to humanity. Once you give us something, we give you money. You have, for example, the technology we are using now. Was created by somebody. Now, when they created that technology, we are paying them because of what they did or what they are giving us. So, in all this, what is important to know, and that's why the issue of your personal gifting comes. If you can get a career which you can integrate with your gifts, it can also help you. Because if you are able to utilize your gifts to expand your career, people will pay you, money will automatically follow. You don't have to pursue money. The reason why, for example, there is a lot of corruption in this country, because our priorities are upward. We pursue money first, but that is not the important thing. The important thing is to ask yourself, how am I benefiting people? If you benefit us, we are the ones to come seeking for you. That's why we go seeking for people who are talented in certain areas. You go to a hospital, rarely do you find a doctor coming to knock at your door. You are the one who go to seek for them, because there is a need that you have, and that person can address that need. So the issue of money comes as a reward for addressing a specific need. So once you realize your purpose in life, once you enhance, because you could also have a purpose, you have known your purpose, but you have not invested in it. You have not done any effort, put any effort to grow your talent, to grow your career, to grow. So you just be an average person. But once you have invested to grow in your area of calling, in your area of profession, then automatically we will come seeking for you. And automatically we will not come seeking for you empty-handed. We will reward you for addressing our specific needs.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So what you're telling us is that there is no specific career that is better paying than the other. The one that will pay you better is the one that you can offer services in your best way.
Yes, yes, of course. If you went to Google today and you just Googled the best paying careers, you'll actually see them listed there. However, do you know there are people in those careers who are struggling? In my position, I've had the privilege of doing interviewing so many people. So just recently we are conducting some interviews, and I was shocked of one case. You fight, actually not one, a number of cases. You fight people who had scored straight A's. Those people you hear, straight A, not even a single minus anywhere, straight A. And when you look at what they are coming, you advertise for a job on this and this, they come for the interview. One, what put me aback is what we are advertising is not related to what you went to go in school. That is not a big issue because people can always change. And actually I also tell my listeners that don't kill yourself because you had always wanted to do ABCD, but you have been admitted at the university to do C. You can always change. The bachelor's degree is just to give you a very broad kind of knowledge, or even because not all of us will be privileged to go to the university. There are people who have done better even without going to the university. There are people who have just done a diploma, and they have done marvelous things in this country or even across the world. It is just to open your mind. Now, when I look at some of these cases, you find somebody got straight A's, went to the university, did some of these dream courses in the universities, but 5 years down the line, they are still struggling. So I ask myself a number of things. Of course, I would attach some of those issues to also some of the things that we are not taught in school, which is your personal initiative. For example, issues of your personal presentation. Because if you can't even write a CV, before even, the CV is the one that sells you.
True.
And therefore, before even we invite you for interview, we just say this one is cannot work for us because of the way you have presented the CV, the way you present yourself in the interview, and all that. So there are so many other factors. But I was only giving that illustration to say there are people who have actually gone to those dream careers, the ones that you are saying that they pay well, and they are struggling in life. On the reverse of things is that there are people who have done the careers that you see maybe at the bottom of the pyramid, and they are doing very well in life. So the issue of career, that's why I said, if whatever you are doing, you just do with money in mind, sometimes you may not be in a position to make a very good decision, because sometimes you have seen even yourself, some of the richest people in this world never went to any school. Maybe some are drop out at Form 4, and that is not to encourage people, because sometimes in high school we used to say, to tell each other, I don't care, even if I fail, some of the richest people never went to school. That is a lie, because at least you know so many people who went to school and they are doing well. It's only a few that you know that never went to school and are not doing well. But you also know at the same time millions upon millions of people who never went to school and they are doing very badly. So why would you encourage yourself with such? That is stupidity. And secondly, don't go to school just because of money. You go to school to open your mind so that you're able to develop yourself as a person. Because there is a different level of thinking, even the high school that you are in, even the primary school that you are in. Sometimes I hear my wife saying, and she is employing a house help, and she get one who has not gone to primary, who never finished for class 8. Say, no, I can't employ somebody who never finished class 8. And I ask her, but this one, she's only washing the dishes.
Cooking.
Cooking. But she gives a very good narrative and says, yes, but the level of thinking of this person. So there, you go to school not just because, and I'm not saying that people who never went to school are less a human being. I'm only saying it is important to develop yourself. Develop yourself. Don't just be limited that I may be investing in this and I may not have a return. I may not get the money back that I have invested in the education. There are so many other benefits in developing yourself, in education, in a career of your choice. Some things people also do, not because actually of money, but because of so many other things. For instance, there are people whose calling is even service in church. You find somebody is a pastor. And sometimes I know there are churches who pay their pastor and they pay them very well. But I also know quite a number of them who really struggle. And even if you offered him a job, paying him 10 million, he would not stay, because that is their calling, and their career, their profession is being a pastor. There are people who work as quite a number of other careers, and you have decided, for me, this is what I want to serve. So if money comes, hallelujah. But if it does not come, at least because number one thing is to feel that self-satisfaction. Because you may have the money, all the money in the world, but you are not happy, you don't have joy, you are not satisfied. So also look at something that satisfies your heart. That way, if money comes, it's an added blessing. If it does not come, you are happy.
Okay.
Yes.
Jayan, allow me to ask you this. Why would one want to, you've done certified secretary, then I've heard you've done law. Why would one want to diversify? Why would one, or rather, are they related, and why would you want to do an extra, or I feel like a different?
Yes, all what I have done is very related. I would say my primary profession is being a certified secretary. That is my primary profession. Now, being a certified secretary entails, as I mentioned earlier, it entails issues to do with governance, to do with compliance. For example, in my earlier years of profession, I nowadays rarely do such, but in my earlier years, I would register companies for people. Quite a number, I registered hundreds of them. Companies, NGOs, societies, and all that, and help them to comply. Now, when you look at that process, it also has a legal element in it. And therefore, doing law was an added advantage to me, because I'm not just doing as a company secretary, I can do the registration process, all that. But also having extra knowledge in law would help me even when you get into challenges in your company. I can advise you, you can do this from a legal perspective. At the same time, some of the clients I had then, I was serving them because at one particular time I had quite a number of clients. I was an outsourced company secretary, meaning that I had a firm where a number of companies, I was serving as their company secretary. So some of them, I would also double up as their HR. So I would support them in their HR function and all that. So I would say, and maybe what I also never mentioned is that I also went ahead and did a master's degree in strategic management. Now, how is that rated? Because as I serve them as a company secretary, offer them HR services, I would also support them on issues of strategy. this is where you have decided as a company, this is where you want to go. To go there, you need to do A, B, C, D as a consultant. So all those things have a place. However, I also want to address what you have asked about diversification.